All right, come on in, fam. Y'all know what time it is. It's wind down Wednesday time, and y'all know how we do this. Listen, when you come in, do what? Hit that share button. Because what? Sharing is caring. So we can get into this grown folk conversation. I'm doing a little sharing. You all also hit that share button. I'm doing a little sharing. You all also hit that share button. All right, fam, come on in. We're going to have an amazing time tonight. As always, the Empress is going to be here. Going to have an amazing time. Yes, indeed. If you're in the house, let me know you're in the house. Go ahead and tap on that timeline so we'll know you're up in here. Great topic tonight, seeing that it's Feminine Month, Women's Month. Topic is befitting. Women in the world, rise up the matriarch. It's going to be going down in just a few moments. As I stated just a moment ago, the Empress is in the house. We're looking to have an amazing, amazing time. Great conversation, mature conversation. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Y'all come on up in here. And then, of course, I am who? Your host with the most. I am the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. That's right. Y'all know that. Y'all know we come around for the get down. It's Wednesday, baby, and it's grown folk time. Isn't that something? Let me see if I can get this computer working right, fam. Give me just a moment here. How y'all doing today? Today is Wednesday, right? Also known as Hump Day. Is that right? Okay. My computer act like it want to do its own thing. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay. Y'all good out there? All right. Let me hit this share button. Hey, y'all know what we do when we come up in here? We do what? We hit that what? That share button because what? Sharing is what? Caring, right? I see you. The priestess is in the house. LaVale. Also, the Prince of Peace is in the house. Oh, Queen Octavia is in the house. Hey, JJ, what's going on? I see y'all up in here. Yes, indeed. Hump day, baby. Wind down Wednesday, baby. Therapy with a sip, grown folk conversation. Huh? Yeah, the People's Podcast. It's the biggest and the largest. Y'all know how we do it. We get into that grown folk conversation. This is the place where you can come and your thoughts, your ideals, and your concepts are held in high regard and respect, right? so that we can get that convo going on, that real convo. The priestess, what's going on in the ATL? All right, all right, all right. Okay. Listen, do this for you, for me, and for us. Go ahead and hit that share button. Okay. Go ahead and hit that share button. I ask you guys this all of the time, and the algorithm lets me know who is sharing and who isn't. Right. So if you're in the room, at least at the bare minimum, just hit the share button and share. All right. So we're going to bring the Empress up here in just a few moments, and we're going to get into this conversation. It's going to be amazing, amazing conversation. Yes, it's going to be amazing conversation. Let me share this. Okay. I am in no way, shape, form, or fashion trying to belabor this because I think this conversation is going to be off the chain. Okay. Yes, indeed. The ATL is on and popping. I heard that it was a shooting and unaliving in the ATL the other night. They doing out there? Isn't that something? Already, and the heat ain't turned up yet. Wait till that heat turn up. We, the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shape shifter, the code breaker, babies in the house. All right, all right, all right, everybody. I'm sharing. You share as I share, and let's share. All right. Gratitude, gratitude. Let me do this right here. See if I can do that. Okay. All right, fam. Yes. Queen Octavia says we don't discuss such things. All right. Look, y'all, give me just one moment and I'll be right back with the Empress. All righty.
Big glass.
Empress.
Yeah.
All righty.
Mm.
We on like a telephone. All right,
We're
fam.
on
I can introduce to some of you all and present to others, but we're gonna let her do that because uh she's
special.
more than capable of handling a mic. Greetings, greetings, Empress.
Hey, beloved. The
Yes.
one.
Greetings.
Hi, beloveds. How y'all doing? What's happening? I'm on Wind Down Wednesday, y'all. I'm on Wind Down Wednesday
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
with the whole fam. Y'all already
Yes.
know who I am. Well, okay. Let me not assume. Let me not assume. I am infinite, darling. Let's just keep it 100. I'm infinite. I'm special in every way.
Yes, indeed.
But real talk, I'm in a certain place right now, and I'm just gonna kind of like let it rip. I'll come back to who I am because you'll see who I am. You feel me? Without the title and everything, you'll see who I am, especially if you have good eyes to see. And I mean, these ears right here. I always tell people that um, you really can see a person if you allow yourself to hear them. Like, hear them. You feel
Yes.
me? You'll
Hmm.
see that spirit. You'll see it. So, okay. I'm so pleased. Very thankful, fam. Thank you for inviting me back to sit with you guys and wind down Wednesday. Um, However, there was one thing that was really kind of sticking out right now in the state of the world and for what we know of it, because everybody may have a different perspective of the world, how they're seeing it. So, for what we know of it, the influence that everyone has on everyone. But when we separate that yin and yang from yourself, your divine self, um, you really get to see yourself in other people. As a collective consciousness, though, we're in this age of the divine feminine. And some of us will just say we're in the age of the woman. It's just based on your perspective of life. But we are so much in her energy. I'm going to just say it like that. We're so much in her energy that you have men trying to act like women. Just saying.
Say it, say it, say it.
Just saying. It's not like we don't, as souls beings, that we have both sides. We do have both sides. Like literally, we have both sides. That divine masculine and feminine. We have that soft side, that hard side, all of us. And it's just based on what you have developed, what you have taken time to go through and learn that particular trait of yourself, um, and then correct that which went astray, something you did wrong, or depends on the words that proceed out of your mouth as well. I'm saying all these things that as we go through our conversation, you'll enter and understand why I pick certain things to talk about, like, or let's just say topics. Let's just put it that way. And what what power we have as divine feminine and how we should be using it, or better yet, how are you using it? I always ask the question to myself. So I mean, of course, we all talk about, or we heard the old saying, if she talking to herself, she must be crazy, something wrong. You
Right.
know, you need to be talking to yourself and getting some
Yes, indeed.
answers.
Yes,
This part.
I
So
agree.
there was just certain things that I was thinking about far as this age right now, that there's so much going on. And I see it as there's the feminine is moving, whether she's moving in a good way or a positive way, whether she's moving through a woman that's born feminine or a male that's acting feminine.
Okay.
It is literally the traits and characteristics of a woman. Not like a man can't have these things, but in balance, because then he'll still resonate as that divine masculine, you know.
Right.
And when it comes to women, what I see happening in the world when they ask me, okay, what do you see? Prophetically, I see a pulse that is releasing trauma.
Okay. Right there.
Uh,
Pause right there and hold that thought,
mhm.
Empress. Cause we gotta get this toast in. We ain't got the wine down Wednesday toast in yet.
Oh,
I gotta introduce you all to the wine. Listen,
don't start me then. Don't
I
start me.
know it, right?
Okay,
uh,
I get my wine too. I got my wine.
okay, look, this is a Shiraz. This is a red wine.
Oh,
Oh man,
yellowtail.
yes, it's berries and vanilla, y'all, and it's off the chain. Women, y'all love this because it's kind of sweet. Y'all will really get into this. It's yellowtail, and
Mm-hmm.
they make a really good wine that's not as expensive. Okay. So we're going to pour up this wine and then I'm going to toast to my sippers as well because I know I have some sippers on the timeline. If you have your wine, juice, milk, coffee, tea, whatever you got, put it on the timeline and that's share. All right. This is a sharing time. And listen, if you ain't got your paraphernalia yet, you need to get your paraphernalia. This is a wine down Wednesday glass, baby. Yes, indeed. Let me pull up this bail. Y'all know that's all they give us a bail when we go to the hotel. What? 14.99. They're gonna charge you 14.99 for a bail. Isn't that something? Empress, you want to give the toast?
Uh, no, mm-mm.
Okay.
You go
Well,
right ahead.
I give the toast. All right. Y'all know I give my famous toast all the time. May you live forever and shall I never die. Salute.
Hmm. Salute. Salute. Salute.
Also, Empress, let me share with the family.
Mm,
Man, I got an amazing gift.
mm.
Look at this right here. Watch this. Can y'all see that? Watch this. Ooh, ooh, wee, y'all see that? Look at that. Look
Yes.
at that right there. Shout out to Queen Octavia. That was a birthday.
That is so
Birthday.
lovely. I like that.
Yes, indeed. It's off the chain.
That's
Listen,
lovely.
and yes, indeed. I'm gonna put a hit at 1738 in here real quick. For my sippers, y'all out there, if you're sipping tonight, listen here. Shout out to you too, man. May you live forever and shall you never die. Salute.
Ashe. Ashe. Oh, I want these. I want these.
All right.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, so we got that out the way.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Go
Thank
on.
you, Queen Octavia. Yes, it is. It is top notch. Top notch. You see what hey, did you see what Air said? Let me put it back up.
What
Yes,
Eris say?
indeed. Yes, indeed. And let me real quick for I'll let you get back to the trauma.
Mm.
Real quick, shout out. Yeah, I want to shout out those for the birthday gifts.
Oh,
Shout out to your
yes.
Empress. Shout out to your Empress. Gratitude, gratitude. Shout
Yeah.
out to Queen Octavia. Shout out to my staff. My staff, they know their names. Shout out to them. These are all monetary gifts.
Mm.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Queen Charlitha. Shout out to um, the intuitive one, Craig Leverett. Shout out to Tracy and Anthony Love. Shout out to Pastor Singletary. Shout out to Alfine. And shout out to all of you all, listen, that gave the birthday wishes. Shout out to you all. I want to shout you all out. In tonight's podcast, the biggest, the largest, Wind Down Wednesday is being brought to you by the Prince of Peace, Queen Octavia, the Master Teacher, Tracy and Anthony Love, Charlita, um, also Priestess Lavelle, and T. Swin, Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast, who has an amazing book out. If you haven't had an opportunity to pick it up yet, please do so. It is an amazing read. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to none other than the Empress.
Mm. Oh, you were doing so well, beloved. Just sitting in your seat, doing what you do well.
Hey,
Uh,
look, I've reached that age where, hey, that's what I need to be doing, sitting
oh,
down.
oh, okay.
Yes, indeed.
No, no, no. Please, please continue,
Yes.
continue. That
Oh,
always.
I'm ready to get back to the trauma. You was getting ready to bring us into the trauma aspect of everything that's really happening and what's going on. So,
Right,
and
prophetically, really,
yes,
that is what I'm seeing.
yeah,
Um, and the divine, the divine's essence is flowing. So we're going through all these different seasons all at the same time, whether it be mental, spiritual, or physical. Um, but there's like these traits that are atypically assigned to a woman, um, that are spilling over in many different ways. I remember when I first started my business, and I would actually first call it a ministry, if I could use that word. It was sharing that which I had gone through and come out the other side, with some wisdom in. It's called Create Your Own Identity.
Yes,
And
you can use whatever language you need to, Empress, because we have a diverse crowd, and
okay,
if they don't understand,
yes,
it's on
okay.
them. Drop it like it's hot.
So, create your own identity. I had a lot of, or not a lot, different people saying that why would you name a business, create your own identity, this sort of thing, blah, blah, blah. That's because we have to. We create everything else
Correct.
externally of ourselves.
Yes.
Um, but when you create your own identity, you're creating that which is of you. No one can take that from you. No, you know what I mean? You have to take it
Yes.
from yourself. So, in that essence, whether you be male or female, we're going to have traits. You're going to build traits. Some of those traits you're going to hold on to um, as they feel like a comfort or they can feel like a protection, you know. And those traits are actually attached to the mental mind as well. So it's like we're like this perfect instrument. Um, Yet we've been worn, we've been used, we've been played, you know. And oftentimes we play ourselves with self-sabotage. You feel me?
Yes.
So
Mhm.
I'm saying all that as the back basis of exactly how I'm looking outside prophetically and seeing the divine feminine being overly saturated. Like
Okay.
all of
Mhm.
her essence is being overdone, you
Mhm.
know. So that releasing of trauma is, you can see war, you can see people fighting against each other, you
Mhm.
know. The Bible in many aspects of the scripture playing out this sort of thing. So all of
Okay.
these things are that which we can see. But when we talk about the divine feminine, her getting her reclaiming, because I was going to say first getting back on her seat, no, reclaiming that. It, the
I agree
power
with
of
you. Yeah.
that power of her having that and reclaiming that for her
Mhm.
own as she's gone through it is very serious, because literally there are men that are born a man
Yes.
that um not that I have anything against anybody. You can sleep with whoever you want to sleep with.
Right.
Facts
Let
are
me
just
jump yeah,
facts.
let me jump in as a male real quick so you can keep your order of thought. As a
Right.
male, you are absolutely categorically correct that there are men, and this is for educational purposes only,
Yeah.
and entertainment purposes in some aspect of what we're doing. But however, please lend an ear to hear.
Mm, yes, this part.
Yes, when you think about it, it is an attempt to remove the original
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
from the position of
Mm,
creation.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She who creates and bring forth from her womb.
That part.
Now we can get into that from all kinds of aspects, but
That
you are
part.
absolutely categorically correct that there
Aspect.
are imposters. You
Yeah.
have
That part.
actors out here on the stage pretending. See, and if we really want to get into it and get deep into it,
Mm,
and we're not going to do that, but I want to say this real quick, that anytime that you can think that you're other than who you really are, then there is some trauma and there is something mentally that is going on with you. Now,
mm-hmm.
this grown folk conversation. Now, if you ain't grown, get your ass out the room. Now, this is grown folk conversation. And this is why we come here.
That
This
is
is why
true.
we get our little wine, we get our sip on, so we can sit back
Mm-hmm.
and say what we probably wouldn't say or hear what we normally wouldn't listen to. And that's
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you getting ready to get some information tonight because
Mm.
Empress is fully loaded. The girl is packing. She ain't slacking
I
and
am
she
not.
ain't lacking.
You. Are you
She's straight up jacking. Y'all better get with the program. Come on here. Let me listen. Hold on. Wait a minute. Listen.
please,
Let me
please take your sip,
let
as you
me
always
get
do.
let me get come on, y'all. Let's get an Empress. She's gonna get ready to do it. Come on, Empress.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right.
No, no, just the, the fact that we have this. So let me move through a few things so you kind of even get more of where I'm going with it. So you have the trait or the ability of a woman to be able to give birth, um, to she has so many sides of her. We would really have to just sit in observation of her. And I say that not just because I'm a female, it's because I also enter and understand how I had to sit and be observant of women that were around me, whether they're of authority or not, in different arenas. And then I had to sit in my own and on my own seat and be an observer of my own previous, present, or where I believe my future actions.
Hmm.
So, because for me, and I'll speak on my behalf because it, I want everybody to understand when you have that clarity, when you allow yourself to have the clarity, you don't speak certain things over others. You you allow them to come to that. That's being a divine feminine.
Hmm.
That's being a teacher. Like who is the rise of this woman, um, and all of us know a woman.
Hmm.
It's her bringing herself back to herself. So no matter what she's gone through, she has to come back to the original self, how she came in, and be in truth with that. Because she was celebrated so often, she also had her, the thumb put on her,
Hmm.
moved her out of her position, her
Right.
seat.
Hmm.
And that happens in many different ways. And in that particular aspect of this woman going through this, she then developed and went through trauma.
Hmm.
Those that came to steal from her that harvest took on that essence, and it appeared for it to be good for them.
Okay.
But those
So
very
let me
people,
ask you to differentiate.
okay,
Are we speaking about our European counterparts, or are we
where I'm
speaking
speaking
about
generally,
men
yes,
that came and usurped,
yeah, I'm
right?
going
Right.
across the board,
Okay, across the board. Broad.
across the board.
You're broadly sweeping then.
Yes, broadly, because the depth of it is most people are going to have their perception of what I'm saying, or of a woman,
Okay,
because
let's
I
work
have
this timeline now. You know we gotta work this timeline. This is what Poker said. You see, you gonna create this conversation. You already know you finna get ready. Hey, hey, like the old folks say, you done squat, shit, and stepped in it, and you're tracking it everywhere.
stop. But I got you. It's true. It's true.
All right.
What did Poca say?
Look, can you see it? You want me to read it
Oh,
for you?
yeah. Oh, there it is. Since energy of the feminine and masculine wouldn't be like fair to say, yes, yes, some men have more feminine energy than they do masculine energy. Most definitely. Most
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah, here's what
They,
Octavia said.
uh-huh. Octavia. Yes, wistful knowledge, accepting the further ones. Yes, be mindful of where they always are and now. Yes, and I did see earlier that you said them absolutely creating that, trying to take the identity, trying to
Yeah.
take the identity, and it's because it was so celebrated. I remember,
Yes.
I remember it used to actually be so celebrated, a woman celebrating herself or talking with her girls and all this other stuff, that's in many ways that was a part of some people, even my own life, that men were jealous of that. So
Yes.
we're just talking about something that was maybe a ability the woman had. You
Yes.
take this back in further in the day, let's go further, the matriarch, I mean, very much like some of my civil sisters speak about, um and Vicky Dillard to be one of them too. The fact that
Think you
Vatican,
be off the chain.
the, that Vatican part of the world, I mean, it's just real. We go back to Mama Wata. We go back to our
Yeah,
grandmothers. We go back to these. So to see the traits that are atypically known to be of a woman, for it to be playing out in plain sight, whether it be a man posing, it's a man figure. We can talk across the board, whoever it is. He's saying one thing, but he's doing the opposite. You
correct.
know what I mean? He's
Yes,
so emotionally in his feelings, which atypically they would say women had that particular. It's just so ratchet across the board.
right.
Politics,
Greetings,
politics,
one for kind of two.
entertainment,
Yes,
teaching, it's across the board. So
yes,
that particular divine feminine as an energy, let's take the skin off, let's take the color off. Look at it as an energy, like really a spirit. As I started with before, it was with the ear. Like you can really see the spirit of somebody with the ear,
yes,
you know. So this
yes,
woman going through that particular releasing, or first I should say birthing, because a woman can birth. So you see all of the birthings of different things. It's just based on your perspective. What are you looking at? What you
yes.
looking at? Some people
Mhm.
so caught up in just, oh, you physically, oh, you aesthetically look like this and I don't like it. Well, if you don't like it, move the fuck on. But that's the
Right.
least thing somebody should be concerned about in this time,
That is
especially
correct.
the rise of the divine feminine. And she's already risen. She's spread
Right,
out all over the place.
right.
Sometimes a little, this may not be, nice to say or popular, but sometimes she twerking too damn much. Just like, what the fuck?
Say that one more again. Say that one more again. For
She's
those in the
twerking
back.
too much.
Yeah,
She's
because
twerking
we
too
got
much.
some in the back. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's just we just all have to have our moral compass on, and that's the part of atypically what we knew for the divine feminine to birth, to bring. She helped keep that balance. She helped bring that order. That particular side is why it's such an important conversation. Let's put it that
The
way.
Yeah, the divine teacher, I mean, the feminine teacher, let me hold on, let me rephrase that. I'm sorry, I was looking at this,
Mm. Why?
post. Uh, I'll get back to what I was gonna say, but,
Mockery of
go
impendence
ahead.
displayed. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Octavia. Real talk. It definitely is like a mockery of it.
Yeah,
And it
let's
you
toast to
can't.
that.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. Ashe.
Ashe.
Most definitely. Give that up. Real
Salute,
time.
salute.
Salute. Mm. Mm-hmm.
Poker put the bells up. You already know what that means.
Ah, okay. There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah. My
yeah,
bell here.
she said, "Keep it real, Empress." Poker said, "Keep it real, baby.
That
Keep it
part.
You ain't real. Smith's liquor
That.
ain't real." Yeah. Let's wind down Wednesday, baby. Therapy with a sip, grown folk conversation, and you are hanging out with none other than the one, the host with
Mm.
the most, the apostle, the prophet, the
Hmm.
cosmic commander, and none other than the Empress herself.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
I ain't gonna
Maya.
lie. I've been called
Yeah.
by many names. I'm not just gonna keep it 100.
Hey, don't we have many of them?
How
Listen,
lats. How lats.
listen. But you're straight on point. This is very important to be articulated. Empress,
This part.
see, here's the thing. The
Demi.
thing is that there is no clarity in the articulation
Mm. Mm-hmm.
because you would get a very powerful feminine
Mm.
image
Mm.
that 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 has all the charisma,
Mm. Mm.
has all of the trimmings, but when they begin to articulate, they swing too far either to the left
Mm.
or
Mm.
too far
Mm.
to the right,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then thus they put a damper on what they could possibly deliver. Unlike yourself,
That
when you
part.
start to demonstrate,
Mm,
you're going to make it solution driven.
mm-hmm.
When I
Mm-hmm.
talk to you and give you information, it's going to be solution driven. I'm not going to put you out on a limb and then leave you out there and
Mm,
then say,
mm,
hey, it's all about you by yourself and you got to do this yourself. That's
mm-hmm.
hockey puck.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? That
mm,
you that means that you're unskilled in what
mm.
it is that you're trying to purport.
That part.
Okay. So it's very
Mm,
important to note that. And here's the important thing that what we do is when there is a gift that is available to us, we are responsible for making
mm,
sure
mm,
that that gift has a platform
mm,
for
mm,
it to project what
mm,
we need.
mm,
Now,
mhm,
when you
mhm,
when you go back to the matriarch and we start talking about the matriarch, here's
mhm,
what most people fail to realize that what our ancestors did.
mhm,
They weren't just engaging in casual uh copulation.
mhm, mhm,
They had a purpose.
mhm, mhm,
They knew how to call what was needed out of the realm of the spirit for
mhm.
that particular time frame, right?
Right. No, no,
We left
most
off from
definitely.
doing that because why? We've somehow misplaced that knowledge. It's not gone.
Mm,
It's
mm,
just misplaced.
mhm,
And what
mhm,
you're doing is you're bringing us to the place where we must recognize
mm,
that it
mm.
must be what reinstituted. Period. What
Most
needs to
definitely.
be yes, because the throne is vacated. See,
Mm-hmm.
until she
Stand still.
ascends
Sit
back
so,
to
so square.
to the throne,
Mm-hmm. Back to the throne.
then we're going to continue to be out of order because the teacher is missing. The
Mm,
greatest teacher that we have is her, not him. You can even look in the sacred text or what you call the Bible. In uh, a number of us have come out of the church, through the church, around the church, and
mm,
we've had some experience with the church.
mm-hmm.
But even the Bible, when you go into what we refer to as the Old Testament, it tells you who taught the law. It was not men. It
Mm-hmm.
was the womb man. It was
Mm-hmm.
the feminine that taught the law. And it's
Yep.
the same thing. It's the same thing. When our homes were secure, it
Mm,
wasn't the father that taught the law. It
mm,
was the mother. It was the
mm.
mother that secured everything. The mother made sure that you did everything that was according to what had already been established.
Yes.
See? And we lost it. I'm chopping. You got some more, Empress.
No.
They got some more for you. Here go one from the master teacher.
That was so freaking good. Are you kidding me? Like that was good. Because then the divine masculine came in and he protected, held down all that shit. Like step over here if you want to. We about to go to
Yes, indeed.
blows.
Yes, indeed. Now you're gonna get fucked up. And when you all hear again, when you all hear us using expletives, we're not on here cussing. We're
No.
on here making a point.
Okay, I got one. I
Expletives.
got to say it. I got to
Yeah.
interrupt you there.
Well,
That
you got to go
whole
and say it.
no, the cursing. I like how you said that because
Yeah.
most people. Woo. Oh, okay. Most people are limited in their inner and overstanding
Yes.
and understanding
Yes.
because even saying curse, right? They
Hmm.
think, oh, you saying curse words, that's got to be F this. No. Most people curse every damn day
Yes.
and it don't sound like a curse word.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
This is
they curse somebody every day.
yes.
I don't like the way that you speaking. You don't
Yes.
have to say fuck or all this other stuff to be
Right.
literally holding the vibration of something that is heavy or wrong. It's just
Yes.
yeah,
Which is why I differentiate between the two because
yeah,
one, I'm
crazy.
cussing, and then the
Yes.
other, I'm cursing.
There you go. You better say it.
When I'm
Say
cursing, that
it.
means that I'm finna put a spell on your ass.
That part. That part. And we'll do it with a smile. That's
Yes,
why you got to
indeed.
be able to see people with your ears. You better
Yes,
quit
indeed.
playing.
Yeah, you playing, but I'm finna put this spell on your ass when I curse you.
Yes,
Now, it's
right.
different when I cuss at you. When I'm cussing at you, I'm trying to get you to see what it is that I'm saying to you, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's very important for us to really get into that kind of terminology and
Mm-hmm.
have these kinds of free-flowing conversations where where we don't get offended. You
Mm.
know how people get offended? You know when you get uh to the church, when you get to the church, they're offended by everything. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
offended. And
Right,
listen,
right.
and this is not to deride. We're not deriding you.
No,
What we're saying is a fact,
it is a fact, though.
right? And for entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
Here we go. Here go another one. Here go another one. Quick. I know this conversation was gonna be deep. This one's gonna be loaded. Go ahead.
I stopped trying to be these babies. Oh, God. Ooh. Okay. Yes, honey. I'll tell you, but most definitely. Okay. Trying to be the mothers, these babies' friends. Yes, most definitely. Raise the children properly. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. I totally agree with it. But because the babies, I'm some of the things the baby's talking about, you're like, damn, why are you talking about that? How old are you really? That's what again, I'm going back. I'm y'all gonna keep hearing me say it. You need to be seeing with your freaking ears.
Yes.
Like some of the okay, as we talk about the ancestors come back through children, we've always known that. You think other y'all know where I'm going.
Here you go, Empress. Let's
Yes.
go on toast. Let's go on toast.
So, that
Salute.
part.
Asheo.
No. Octavia's right. She did hit a nerve with that one because you got to like raise them up, right?
Yeah.
Some, yeah,
You see what Air says? Look what Air said.
yeah.
Here go Poker.
And do it
Poker
with a
got one.
smile on their face, baby. They'll do it with a smile on their face.
Yeah, here what Poker said.
I was just saying that live today. Absolutely.
Listen,
Yes.
listen. Can I help you with that word real quick, Poker? The word
Yes.
shit was not interpreted as to being a vulgar term.
At one time. Oh.
Yes,
Whew.
at one time. But
Mhm.
however, you know what most people don't know? The word science that we deal with actually comes from the word knowledge.
Ooh, foresight.
The word knowledge comes from the word shit. Why
Mm.
does knowledge come from the word shit?
Mm.
The reason
Please
why
define.
is that shit is a what? A byproduct of
Mm.
something.
Okay, you gonna have to get a bail on that one. That
Yes.
was.
Knowledge is a byproduct of what? Thought. And we know that what? Thought is the cause of it all. The listen,
I'm about to take my hair out.
yeah. The number one thing that a person can do in this time frame that we're in, and you're hear me and you hear me well, is to think.
Mm, mm,
Hold on, let me add a little
mm,
bit to that, and then I'm gonna give it back to the Empress.
No, keep going. Go now. Mm-hmm.
To think, just take a minute and think about it. If you cannot think, then what happens is there is going to be a parable given to you.
Mm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We all are familiar with the word parable, right? It's it's what, for lack of a, I'll just use the term Jesus. His name never was that, but anyway, Jesus taught in what parables,
Mm,
okay?
mm,
When you look the word parable up in the Greek, it is the word parousia. Baleo. Get a word from that called parabolo. Get another word from that called hyperbolo.
Mm,
So now the Greek meaning of that word actually means to take and throw thoughts into someone else's mind.
mm, 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 mm.
So when the
And that's
parable was given, I'm
mm.
sorry. Go ahead, Empress.
No, no, no. Go on, go on. I was just gonna be on some
Yeah.
stuff.
So when the
Mhm,
so when the parable is given, it is thrown into your mind to what? Make you think what they
mm,
need you to think on.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
So this
Right.
is what's happening in society today, that now what we call it is what? Suggestive thinking.
Mhm, mhm,
I'm going to suggest something to you by
mhm,
what?
mhm,
Hyperboloing or
mhm,
parabolaing my
mhm,
thought into your mind,
mhm.
right? See, and what they did,
Posing
see,
as
you said to
manipulation.
your point earlier when you was
Mhm,
talking about something that was very important.
mhm,
They stole from us.
mhm,
And one of the things they stole from us was our telekinesis.
mhm, 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 mhm,
They
mhm,
stole our ability
mhm.
to mentally, without words, talk to each other. And
Yep.
we kept that for the longest. We lost
Yes.
it.
Yes. Yes.
During the time, remember when the courts took over and told
Mhm.
us we could no longer discipline our children?
Mm, mm,
That's when
mm,
they stole it from us.
mm, mm.
Let me show you what I mean.
Good point. Valid
Phony
point.
case. Yes. For example, you remember
Mhm,
how when we went to the supermarket with our parents and they
mhm,
looked at us,
mm,
we knew what
mhm.
that look mean without them what? Saying
Oh,
anything to us,
word.
right? That,
You knew
hey,
exactly what they were saying.
telekinesis,
Yes, absolutely.
they was talking to us, right?
Absolutely.
So when the courts determined that we could no longer discipline our children, we what that did was it dampered. That's a term that they use in the electrical system.
Mhm.
It dampered it. It couldn't kill it, but it put a damper on it. And the master teacher on here, he's a uh, help me out, master teacher, but put it on the timeline.
Mhm.
Master teacher knows about all of this.
We used
Put
to
a
teach that with
damper,
Eris.
yes, he put a damper
Mhm.
on our abilities to do what it is that we do.
Mhm.
Right? Master teacher's an engineer. So he knows
Mhm.
about all this because he's taught on this before. He's taught us all on all kinds of different
Mhm.
types of things.
Mhm.
But they
Mhm.
took away what you was talking about earlier, our energy.
Mhm.
Poker tapped into that. Poker, mechanical energy. That's right,
Mhm.
master teacher. Poker
Mhm.
was talking about that too. When we're talking about energy, our ability to
Mm,
transfer energy to each
mhm.
other without speaking a word.
Mhm.
That's that.
Mhm.
That's that matriarch
Yes.
power and energy. That's that feminine,
Absolutely.
intuitive energy
That's
where,
true.
yeah, where I can feel you. It's just like right now, you don't have to be with Eris. Eris may be 1,000 miles away from you, but you can feel her, right? Why? Because of the energy, you are connected. And all of us, we're interconnected. We're
Absolutely.
interstellarly
Absolutely.
connected. All of us.
Absolutely.
But what is happening is they've cut off the dendrites. They've cut
Absolutely.
off the glia. They've cut off all the elements that we need for us to be able to stay connected.
That
Because
part.
why? They've changed the vibration.
That
They've
part.
changed the frequency, right?
Yep.
Okay, go
That
ahead.
part.
I'm sorry.
No, you're absolutely on it. It's one of the things that when you were mentioning that I immediately had to smile and smile from inner outer. You know what I mean? Everything
Mhm,
happens first inside and then, as you know, expounds outwardly in an action, a way of being, blah blah blah.
mhm,
Um, but when you when you made mention to the fact of being able to speak to somebody without saying a word. I
mhm,
remembered Eris actually just teaching her, just nurturing
Mhm,
her, teaching, like, listen, girl, she'll tell you like some real
mhm,
stories, like real talk. I could be over here and you over there. You're going to feel this. You're going to know this. We need to build this. And that's another part that is very, as you said, it's very feminine, but, or I should say, however, that's her whole birthing process.
mhm,
Like, I realized that I was birthed again by having children. You know what
mhm,
I mean? Like,
mhm,
just we're always constantly making rebirths. We're birthing.
mhm,
However, we're talking about the feminine. So, being able to know that for myself, I was birthed again, that meant there was also another operation that I needed to be applying. And so, once you have those children, um, you're the one that's got to, be the example and not just say that's some
mhm.
bullshit.
Yeah,
We
like
all
that
know
old folks
something
say, "Do don't do as I do as I say."
just I say. Right. We all know that line, but that line played out something and created another generation. And we
Yes,
just keep going down from there and so forth.
correct.
However, I remembered oftentimes, and we're in Europe, so there's an array of different traits and you know people. So to
Mhm,
be able to tap into that spiritual side of that birthing far as a divine feminine, and then birth that which is a good seed, a good harvest that may have to be tilled, broken down, replanted,
mhm,
it's a good thing. So you're going to birth that and plant that in the seeds of not just your biological children, because I have a lot of spiritual children that didn't come through my physical womb, but they've
mhm,
come through my verbal womb, because
mhm,
that I'm speaking that life. I'm not just
mhm,
being it, because I found that when you just try to speak something, but then you're not being it, there's still an
mhm.
imbalance.
It's called
When
static. You
there you
create
go.
static. Yes. Yeah,
you
you're gonna
gotta
create
you
static.
gotta have that balance. You
Mhm,
got to have that balance.
for
um
sure.
and so when you made mentions of that, I'm thinking, yeah, absolutely. Like, we've had traumatic moments that it's like, if you don't you better tap in. You're
Yeah,
looking at the example. I'm not
yes.
giving you no bullshit,
Right,
regardless you came through my womb. You're
correct,
looking at the example. So
correct,
allow yourself not just to see me, but see me.
correct. Yes,
You're
no, you are absolutely correct.
So the divine
Octavia
feminine
has
is
one
out
out
of the
there for you.
way.
Yeah.
Yes. Go on. I'm sorry.
No, Octavia had one out there for you.
Oh, okay. I'm not even touching touching on how the ladies are so uncomfortably up walking around. Yes, yes. Okay, yeah. Okay, so
Okay, master teacher got one for you. Go ahead with that, and then master
okay,
teacher got one.
okay. So Octavia, there I found the power, and that's why we're so fucking, like, we're like so fucking powerful. And I say that with so much love, but it's like we're putting it in the wrong damn directions. And that's only because there's either been a lack of something within self. And I'm not talking about people don't go through shit, which I know you understand. So when you have that ability to influence other women, other people, that sort of thing, you're supposed to hold that in a high regard. So the divine feminine is being so pimped out right now that even though we may like a song or a beat to something, there's still images of women that are being overly saturated to a point that we're not giving the youth behind us what they need to sustain them beyond, because somewhere along the line from our age all the way, to now this generation, there the scale just went boop. We fell off the cliff, so to speak.
Mhm,
We went downhill. And everything that Apostle is making mention to is the very thing that, whatever that woman's trait is that holds promise, that you see that people are attracted to, especially younger women. So I'm coming back to the point you were making, Octavia, that we have to use that influence. and not in a cunning way, not in that bullshit. Like, I really want to see you achieve what you need to achieve, because it's only going to affect everyone else. Once, you know what I mean? Like, move those things aside, and then you can properly birth the new generation of young women. I'm finding that the more I tapped into who I am, and continuously, because you continuously expand, young ladies are attracted. It don't matter what walk of life they are. Women are attracted. Men, so you're light, you're allowing your beam of light. So that's going to take a few blows, and all of us have gone through a few blows. But to get yourself back centered, it doesn't matter what you look like. Your aura and energy is already going to come in the room before you get there. And then when you know that, and you have the ability to throw that, so the very thing we're talking about, being able to read what somebody else is saying, I use certain parts of my own trauma to use that. I could, it was almost like I couldn't hide my trauma. I'm 6'2". How the hell? What the fuck? You could. So I had to realize, regardless of, I have to present my best self, right? Learning, going through it. I step into a room, and then you have a gift that nobody else can tell you what that gift is, that is around you. Because even though they might have known of it, they were told it was witchcraft, or it was this, or some
Yes.
just chose not to pick it up when it was passed down. I sat at the feet of the freaking women, like
Yes.
Puto, and all
Yeah.
of the cousins, uncles. They
Yeah.
bowed down. It was just respect, and not bow down in like a Beyonce song. Bow down, bitches. No, we not talking about that. Bowing
Yeah. We're
down.
not talking about maggots. Look,
Because the woman
look.
also bowed down. She gave to the man. She
Absolutely.
knew he was of good working. She knew his stock was good. She was
Yes.
willing to do whatever for that woman. And so in this day and age, you don't see most of that, because the woman's out of her place and the man's at his place, collectively. I'm not saying everybody.
Displacement. Absolutely displacement. Let me pause here for the
Yes,
calls.
go on,
I'm
baby.
going to pause for the calls, family. Y'all know how we do this. Listen, it's time to donate. If you can and if you're willing to, donate, right? The ticket is going across the bottom. Y'all know how to hit me up. Y'all been here too many times to not know how to do this. So listen, I'm pausing for the calls.
Pause
Donate.
for the cause.
You all know that I'm an influencer. I'm a content creator. I'm an apostle. I'm a prophet. And I deal with cosmic movements.
Mm,
And when I deal cosmic, I don't I don't give that up for free. That's something totally
You better tell
altogether
the truth.
different than what I do. And then I'm very prophetic. And
That
what the
part.
prophetess and I are doing tonight, we're having a prophetic conversation with
Mm-hmm.
you. We're not in our professorial
Mm,
element, but we're in our prophetic converse element, where
yep,
we're
speak.
conversing with you prophetically. Some of the things that we're saying to you are for right now, and
Mm-hmm.
some of the things we're saying to you are for the future.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
However, we're not remiss to understand that all of it is tied together.
Oh, most definitely. You're in the
Since
past,
you
the
said,
present, and the future at the same
yes,
damn time.
right. Now, here's
Uh-huh.
what we do, however, for identification. Time was created for the past, present, and future so that you could see what was in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why time was created. Time it is an illusion. It does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
And I shared
Mm-hmm.
this with you all on numerous
Mm-hmm.
occasions that we advance through time because time is illusion. We
Mm-hmm.
don't advance with time. So we don't advance with 3 o'clock. We advance to over where 3 o'clock has already been established,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
is why we have the ability to see what's in 3 o'clock when we get there. So we'll know, hey, well, I better turn left and not go right at 3 o'clock, right?
I'm gonna meet you on
So
the back of the porch at 3 o'clock.
exactly, you understand me. So
Exactly.
so let's tell me family while y'all on here and we doing what we're doing. And if you've donated, please put it on the timeline. So now, while you're in here, please note that when you are dealing with LLLTs, when you're dealing with LLLTs, they are of a different brand. And I'm going to tell you what those acronyms mean. When you deal with lifelong learn teachers, they of a whole listen, you ain't nowhere near them, and they'll make you think you all up on them. They dumb down on you, and they have to dumb down so they can teach you. Because you think you know something, you don't know shit. So they okay, well, yeah, you right, and they know you as wrong as two left feet. But here's what we always this here's one of the things that we always talk about is that we meet you where you're at to bring us to where we are. And here's something that you must understand, overstand, and ultimately surround stand. Most people stop at overstand. Overstand means that you can just look over something, but surround stand means that you got every point covered.
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
Under your feet, over your head, out over to your fingertips, out your ass. You got it all covered.
mhm,
That's when you get into that real thing. So
mhm,
oftentimes, see, in conversation, Empress, conversation goes
mhm,
based upon the frequency and
mhm,
the energy that who you're coupling yourself with
mhm,
has the ability to
mhm,
emanate,
mhm,
to
mhm,
disperse, to exhibit,
mhm,
to bring
mhm.
forth, to
Yeah.
manifest.
Mhm.
Right? See,
That's
and when we get into manifestation, and I'm gonna turn it back over to you, and we're gonna get into this timeline because your timeline is blowing up. So when we manifest, people think that, oh, we're making something appear. That isn't what
mhm,
manifestation means.
mhm, mhm,
Manifestation means that which is in the background that brought that forth.
mhm, mhm.
That
Cause
means
guess
that you had something that had the ability to make that come forth.
we
That's
do it
when you get into manifestation. That's when you get into real power and energy and frequency,
the
right?
wisdom. Yep.
Yes. And when you can
Wisdom.
articulate it, where
Mhm,
where you can walk someone to a safe space in their minds.
mhm, mhm.
See, there's nothing like having safety in your mind. If you put me out on a limb, I ain't going out there. The fuck?
Mhm,
So here's the key. People are always talking about, yeah, I can push you to where you need to be. Let me put you ain't pushing me no motherfucking where. Well, let me be honest with you. You ain't pushing me no motherfucking where. You ain't been there, but you gonna push me there.
right. That part. That
Right?
part.
Now, y'all hear me. Y'all hear me and y'all hear me well. No, you pull someone to the next level.
Mm, mm,
Why do you pull them? Because you pull them to an advantageous position. You're
mm,
pulling them to the place where you are so they can see what you see.
mm, mm, mhm, mhm, mhm,
See,
mhm.
now that's different. I'm talking about you gonna put man, if you don't get I'm gonna push yeah, I'm gonna
Mhm.
push you.
That
But
part.
anyway, let me get back to this queen.
No, this is good.
Empress, let me pull this up for you.
Tell me.
Uh Wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay. Poker says something. Here's Poker.
But lovely. Very powerful words and vibrations of the words spoken to us can shift our energy. I was literally just speaking about that topic. Most definitely, beloved. Yeah, and that
Okay.
absolutely was what I was speaking of. That particular side of ourselves that we learn to speak those things. That's a real. That's a real manifestation. I always, come to the the inner and overstanding and understanding. Hello, give it all the way around.
Yes.
That I manifest every freaking day. And most people that I mean, I know it became so catchy, but we need to really catch what it was. So yeah, literally
Mhm.
somebody can speak over you. I because I bared witness and because I was in many ways a people pleaser. I was astute, so I love to sit and listen, quiet, that sort of thing. You learn a lot. Okay,
Yes.
you learn a lot.
Mhm.
Like, so some people think, oh, well, I'm not just gonna be quiet. They think they got to be the loudest person in the room.
Mhm.
No, baby, no, you ain't got to be the loudest person in the room. You can
Yeah.
be loud without being loud.
Yes.
So
One.
literally,
Yeah. Yeah. If you
literally.
look. Yeah. If you take a minute and think about it, Empress.
Mm,
Listening and hearing are synonymous, but there's a slight difference in them.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Stop all the lazy parenting.
Yes. Listening causes you to hear, but
Mm-hmm,
hearing doesn't necessitate that you listen.
mm-hmm,
See,
mm-hmm,
those are 2 different things.
mm-hmm,
So,
mm-hmm,
if you look at
mm-hmm,
the word "hear," if you look at it, it has in it the word "ear," which
mm-hmm,
is what you're speaking to.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
The ears are connected to the eyes. The
mm-hmm.
eyes are connected to the throat.
Very well put.
The
Mm-hmm,
throat is connected to the mouth. All of those are connected for a purpose
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
because they have to work together, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
To be able to produce something that is what we refer to as being coherent.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
What we deal with has to be coherent, right?
mm-hmm,
Let me go to Ayers. Ayers got one.
mm-hmm. Absolutely, beloved. Yeah, I totally went from thinking even more deeply about what Artavia said, as far as the parenting, um, the depth of people not knowing what parenting is, because it's been so broken down, manipulated. It's been so changed around, and of course, we're still dealing with people with different perceptions and ways of life. That, and then you got government telling you certain things that you need to be doing um, regarding your own children. Uh,
Yeah,
so the lazy parenting is a really it's a really, really multi-layered situation. Like,
yeah,
how did that person get to being that lazy thing? You know what I mean? That lazy parent. And
right.
then you have to go deeper into it, like it's a serious web, rabbit hole. Because it
Mhm.
could be that person is completely lazy because they never were taught, they never even saw it. And then they adapted it, it's not, to their way of being. And then you got some that just plumb, they know better but won't do better. But then if you knew better, you would do better, right?
Correct.
So because and there's many books, and that was the other thing with parenting. There was there were so many books on how to become a parent, or this sort of thing. um Maybe that was what I'm about to say wasn't or isn't for everyone. However, just looking around, I realized that no one can write a book, really, and tell me how to be the parent. I'm the one that has to go through that process, or you know what I mean, how to give labor. There are, and that goes back to the old wise women, meaning that we had Mima, that helped. She was the seated woman that would tell you this is how we're doing this. This is how you birth a child. This is this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
When certain things started to get what we call the capitalism, you know let's take this and make money off of it, the natural
Right.
things away of life, we end up corrupting everything. So there's so much of people saying the same thing but different, slightly different, or the packaging looks a little different,
Mm-hmm.
that you got many people just living their life the way they choose to, which would create them being bad parents because they didn't deal with their issues. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's so many layers. That is it's a valid point, but it's
Mm-hmm.
also the very same reason why we have to see. Yes, we can see the physical part, but there's such a movement that women, and I'm specifically speaking to women because we need to sit back on our throne, that we ain't got time to look at the bullshit. We want to hear. We want to hear and know so we can speak and so shit can grow. Just
Right.
what it is. So, because we're
Right.
being that particular part, that garden. We're being the mother. We're tending to, which goes to the Bible. We tend to the land. Well,
Yeah.
I personally believe we the biggest land we got. We in
Absolutely.
this earth. This
And
is the earth
Octavia is
right
speaking.
here.
Yeah, Octavia is speaking to one of your earlier points. It's
Mm.
Can you see it?
We are the trendsetters. Yes. Yes, we want something done. Yes, mom. Okay, so that brings me to one of the other points I had, as far as the woman being so pimped out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
entertainment is entertainment. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the ones that you look outside for the most part, not everybody.
Right.
Most of the young women trying to look like the entertainer, trying to
Correct.
do exactly what the entertainer, there's no balance. Like, you can't differentiate which way you should be going. Like, that's entertainment. That's not something you should be jumping on doing it.
Yes.
You get
Absolutely.
this part.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Thank you for your donation, Queen Octavia.
So
Thank you for
most
your
definitely, Octavia, I'm with you
donation
with that one.
principles. Yeah. Thank you,
Absolutely with that one.
Master
So
Teacher
I
Quantum
mean, it's
Differentiation.
definitely it. We have,
Yeah.
okay. So you see the divine feminine right now, and she's either playing Hathor or she's playing the harlot. You know what I
Okay.
mean? She,
Yes, indeed.
you feel
Uh,
me?
yes, indeed.
And that
All
can be
right.
in any business, not just entertainment. That can be corporate America. That could be just the regular job. It's You're either, as a woman right now in the divine feminine and her matriarch status, you either playing one side or the other side. And
Yes.
sometimes you can be playing them both.
Yes.
This is
Absolutely.
real. What we
All
gonna
right.
do? What we
All
gonna do?
right. Let's look out here. Let's clean this timeline up, and we done went
All
over our
right.
time, but we're gonna get ready to get up out of here.
Yes.
All right, family. Y'all got it going on this timeline, man. But we done went over this time. We gonna have to get up out of here.
Yes, we did.
Yes, indeed. So, but look,
I,
um, let me
I
see, let me
close.
find one more question out here. Uh, that the Octavia have one before we get out of here. Can you see it?
Oh, wait a minute. What? Okay. The story to tell, the scars to remind you of your battles. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know. And how you wear those battles.
Hmm.
How you wear those battles. I received that because that's also tied into that part of the trauma and birthing thyself out, as well as impacting other people to do the same. Because once
Hmm.
you go through it, you got to come out the other side. And how you going to come out on the other side? sometimes that could be now holding on to things that you needed to have let go, and not you
Mhm.
specifically, but as a woman, because if you used it back then and it was for your protection, however, you're in a new place, but you're still using that old way of thinking or the old way of reacting. How can you help birth a new place? You're still going to be birthing the same thing. So that's in yourself, that's in your husband, that's in your children, that's, collectively. Um, Everybody can shake their ass, but how you shaking your ass? And I don't mean literally like throwing up your ass. Like you literally are positioning yourself like an ass.
Right.
Like
Absolutely. Yeah.
that part. So I would just close it in regards to like the rise of the divine feminine, because there's so many aspects of it that I know this is going to be another. It's been a discussion with some of the ladies in the group, but even further, because women need to just take their ownership of themselves, okay? And many times, I should say that, and many times it's just us having ownership of ourselves and trusting ourselves. Women have to get used to trusting themselves again and not looking externally for that validation, and keeping that validation and being something that lines up with your purpose, who you are, um, and holding that dear. You don't have to tell everybody about what you're doing. You don't have to boast it up. Put it on your chest. How you deal with those wounds is the thing that's actually going to expand your life. Because some people still come up just boxing. We all know how to box. You know what I mean? You can literally see the different traits of women in the world today, and you got to choose it. You got to choose your side of yourself, and then bring your shit into balance. Parenting, whether you're a mama, whether you're a doctor, whether you're entertainer, like real talk. We're celebrated in this time as well. But how are we being celebrated? Is it going to bring order? Is it going to bring balance? Like real time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what I would
Hey,
say, literally. So you'll have that foresight. I pulled this earlier. It was so interesting. I was like, yeah, you'll have that foresight,
read it
so
to
you'll
us
be able to
again,
move.
Empress. Do it.
I'm
Do it.
sorry.
Do it for us again.
And it was the foresight when we were speaking earlier.
Mhm.
It was foresight, enthusiasm, and the wheel of fortune. So in real
Mhm.
time, you'll have that foresight, and then the world will be yours, and you'll have enthusiasm. You know what I mean? You'll be
Correct.
joyous within your life. You know what I
Yes.
mean? That
Yeah.
sort of thing.
And you know what? One of the most powerful things about that is, Empress, when the feminine energy
Mm-hmm.
arises to its place of prominence,
You're gonna create some shit.
yeah, you're gonna create it, and not
you
only create it, but guess what else
you
is
gonna
gonna
hold it.
happen? Yes, you'll be able to get more done with less. You hear me?
Most definitely. Most
Yes, indeed.
definitely. Yes.
That's what she's always been able to do. She's been
Yep.
able to do more with
That's me,
less,
mom. That's every
right?
yes,
Yes, indeed.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so when you have the abundance, I mean, you'll share it. You'll be able to share it. So if you internally got abundance within yourself, you're not gonna be stingy with your shit, and you're gonna be correct. You're not gonna
yeah.
be a pushover, but you still gonna be correct. Mama will bring
Absolutely.
love, and mama also bring that discipline, that order, that
Yes,
structure, that
yes.
whole thing.
Say that.
Thank you very
Say that.
much.
Say
I
that.
appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, likewise, we appreciate you. Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
beloveds. Octavia came with the questions, Polka. And
Indeed.
then, thank you guys. Yes.
Yes, indeed.
The
Listen,
master teacher.
yes,
Appreciate you.
the Prince of Peace. All of them, they up in here. You know, they was waiting on you. They said, she coming? I said, yeah, she gonna be up in this.
Yeah, okay. They're going to be on here with Mr. Apostle.
Yeah, well, look, you family. They already know.
Ashe. Ni
Hey,
mi
you know,
familia.
hey, and they know you gonna come up in here and contribute. They know you ain't finna ain't no foolishness gonna jump off,
No,
none of that.
no, no,
We
no.
already know. Listen, we finna get fed. We finna get some food. You understand me? We finna get some knowledge up in this
This part.
demonstration. Yeah.
This part.
Yes. So listen,
Thank
fam.
you.
Listen. Thank you all. Those of you that donated, and those of you that donated your time. Um,
That
we are
part.
we are
Mhm.
very appreciative. With grateful gratitude, we extend that to you.
That
And
part.
let me pull up a look so we can toast. For those of you that didn't know, my birthday just passed, and Empress hadn't too long ago had a birthday either, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A happy belated birthday to the Empress, y'all. We're gonna take a toast, and I'm gonna throw this back. No, this is not a bell, y'all. All right. Salute.
You so silly. Mm.
Mm,
Thank you.
you're most
Muchísimas
welcome.
gracias. Mi
Yes,
familia.
de nada, señorita,
Oh
Lolita,
gosh, I
mamacita.
don't know where I started you. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. All right, fam, we gonna get out of here. Listen, y'all know what we always say. Do what? Hold what you got. Muse over it. Cogitate upon it. Ponder on it.
Mm,
Meditate upon it.
mm.
But do what? By all means,
Thanks.
govern yourselves. What? Accordingly. What? One love, eternal life,
One love.
peace, one heart, peace, power, prosperity, and what? In the words of the Prince of Peace, excellent health.
Ashe.
In the Hebrew term, shalom aleichem mishpachah,
Regards.
meaning peace be unto you. Ashe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ashe.